Hey everybody, if you listen to this, then you obviously are listening to, you get ready to just hear some really, really interesting stuff. So I have Auntie Angel. You may know her as the Grapefruit Lady or the Grapefruit Technique Lady. You may have seen her on or her technique in the Girls Trip movie. You may have seen her on Essence, Howard Stern, Playboy, all these interviews, Windy City Live, all types of stuff. And so we have her here today, and we're going to talk a little bit about 13 or 14 techniques that you may not have heard about, like that she doesn't even talk about. Everybody knows you for the grapefruit technique. So first of all, Auntie Angel, thank you for doing this interview, and just, tell everybody hey or whatever you want to do before we get started on all this.
Hey everybody, how you doing? I hope you are ready to get your suck on.
Oh, this is about to be turned up already. I can see. So first question, how many people in the world have seen your video? Like, how much exposure do you have so far?
To be honest with you, I can't give you a definite number because World Star Hip Hop, I know, is over 10 million, and YouTube is probably over 20, 30 million, because people have shared it and did their own little critique of it. And then on Munchies alone was like 37 million. So probably in the years of the Grapefruit Technique probably has been seen probably over 100 million times.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
So that's just one technique though, right? If everybody, you've heard,
that's just one technique.
Yeah, if y'all haven't heard about the grapefruit technique, you can Google that and come back to this, because I want to talk about what nobody's talking about, which is the techniques that you have created, like this challenge. Like, is it true that in the last, 10 years, you've never really emailed your list? You've never really exposed all of what you have? And tell me a little bit about that. Like, why haven't you really messaged people? And then why do you even do this?
So over the past 10 years, I've created over 50 something different techniques. And the reason why is because I wanted to teach like the perfect blowjob. And to do that, you really can't just do one technique, because a man's penis gets bored and, that head becomes so predictable. So you tend to do the same thing over and over. So I wanted to be totally different and teach women like how to suck dick like playing chess. Don't let the dick ever know your next move. So with that being said, all these different techniques start flowing in my head, like, oh, you can do this first, you can do that second. And over the 10 years, I start teaching them in my classes. But because I had so much exposure online and everyone was so gravitated to the grapefruit technique, they didn't realize like Auntie Angel has way more than just what has been on the internet. And the people who are exposed to that are people who come to my classes. But I have techniques that even the people in my classes have not even been able to see or participate in, because I wanted to keep everything a little bit more exclusive for every different promotion that I do. So here we are, getting ready to teach these amazing new techniques to drive your man insane. Insane in the membrane.
Did you just say like chess? Oh my God. Like I had to go on mute because I was dying laughing over here. All right. All right. So let's talk a little bit about that, right? So why do you do this then, right? You do these classes, and I guess now you want to expose it to more. I mean, so many people want access to you. I guess you can't do a class everywhere in the world. Like, you get contacts from all over. Like, what's some of the countries and why do you do this?
Okay, so I do this because, for one, I enjoy giving head. And because I enjoy it, I want to show other women how to enjoy it as well, because a lot of women feel defeated or they just aren't really into it. Giving head is powerful. Like, you can make a man do just about anything. So, I got that little dominatrix background. And so I'm trying to, bitch a man up a little bit. That's to be funny, but truly, like, that's what happens. Like, you will turn him into a straight little girl. So, with that being said, I have taught people in probably every part of the world. Because I have a website that has DVDs, people have purchased it from the UK, France, Africa, Asia, Ireland, Australia, just pretty much every continent and just about every country in those continents. So it's amazing. I mean, head is universal, and women around the world want to do it, and I just teach them how to do it better.
All right. Okay. So So your goal is to help. Is this empower? Is this women empowerment, or is this dominating men, or what is that? Like, what's the whole
It's
thing?
a little bit. It's really a little bit of both. Okay, so for women to be empowered, they have to feel very confident in their skin. Because women have been molested, raped, some type of sexual act that they have performed was rejected from a mate, women start to feel intimidated, and of course, they don't feel as sexy or empowered. So I tell women in the classes that, we are sexual beings. Women are supposed to be. We're supposed to enjoy sex. It's not just something just to have children. It's also supposed to be enjoyable. And the sexual part of it, a lot of times men can kind of control you. They flip you around and move you where they want you, and you succumb to those because it's about your pleasure, but, of course, you won't have any ejaculate. Well, when it comes to oral sex, it's not as easy for women because men don't really articulate kind of what it is they want. They want you to go down there, but they don't really tell you to stay in this one spot, do this. You get off, they disappointed, and then you don't wonder why he doesn't have an orgasm. So the empowerment of it is being able to make him ejaculate or be at least pleased in the act. And that makes women feel more confident. If he's enjoying it, we're more confident, and then kind of everyone is happy. It's kind of the whole Hakuna Matata.
It's
No
all
worries
a win-win, right?
for everybody.
So it's
Yeah.
more than just the act, right? It's more about it's that comfort in a relationship. It's that that confidence and those things are priceless, right? To be able to have that type of connection and to know that you're laying it down, basically. I guess that's more so what you're going after is empower women to have more confidence than I guess than just, out here being it's not just about the sex to you, it's more about the confidence, I would assume. Then is that it?
Yeah. Yes, but it's a little bit about all. I mean, it's no one lane. It's all about everything. Sex, the empowerment, your feeling more confident, you pleasing him, you knowing what it is that he loves, the communication that you both have before and after. There's no one part to sex. All sex is part of sex. And so you want a little bit of it all. And somehow I've been able to master how to teach that somehow, some way. And that's kind of what I want to be able to teach the world, the women of the world. And and whomever is giving fellatio, I just want them to be able to master that act. And I feel, okay, so let me just say this. This is truly my motto. If every man in the world was getting amazing sex, amazing head, there just could be less crime. Apparently, people are not stepping up to their duties as an American citizen or a person of the world to taking part of world peace. So if I can add my little part to it, look, I don't know. I may get a Nobel Peace Prize. You don't know what might happen, but this is just my part of giving back,
So you now Mother Teresa of fellatio.
Man, I am the mother, the auntie, the sister, the wife. I'm every woman.
Oh,
I'm
man.
Aretha Franklin of it, baby. I'm every woman.
Okay, so let's get into what people got onto this to hear about. So they want to hear about. They heard about the grapefruit technique, or if they haven't, they can. That's one of the techniques that you're now doing like a challenge, right? It's a 14-day challenge. So tell me, just overall, what is this challenge? Why did you create this challenge, and what would a person get out of it? And we can go into the actual techniques, but I just want to know high level, what is it, and kind of what made you create this challenge?
Okay. So in the challenge, 14 days, they say anything you do for at least 2 weeks, you pretty much can make that part of your life. So with those 2 weeks, I'm trying to teach everyone how to master thinking outside of the box when it comes to sex. So the challenge will be every day, I will show you a technique, and then the challenge is for you to go and perform it. Have a communication with your mate, if they liked it, if they didn't, how you can make it better, because I'm giving a platform. Anyone could take it higher or you could take it lower. There's never a right or wrong. It's just giving that blueprint of what it is you can do. But I can guarantee that the average man will lose his mind with each technique. So for every day, you do something different. So that means he's getting enjoyment sexually. You're getting power, doing something to him. You guys are becoming more closer. You're bonding. And sex is a great way of bonding. This is a great technique depending on, doesn't matter if she's, going through some type of mental issue or cycle or whatever, because I'm telling you, head will save your life. It's something about it that is so crazy that it will make a bad day better. I'm telling you, go have an argument and then go down and give your man some head. The argument is over. So I'm here to make your life better. One day at a time, 14 days. 14 days, I'm going to change your life. 14 days, I guarantee.
So ladies, y'all listen, or whoever listening, this challenge, I'm sure they intrigued, like, wow, okay, and now, so what do you say to that person? There's two people I'm thinking of. One off top, I'm thinking of, you got the person who's like, well, 14 days, that's a lot to do. They could spread it out though, right? They could just do it however long. It could be 14 months. It could be 14 weeks, whatever they want to do, right? It doesn't have to be every day, right?
I mean, most definitely. It could be every other day. It could be once a week. It's 14 different techniques that you can do. If you want to do all 14 in one day, it's a long day. But I'm just saying, if you up to the challenge, that's a challenge for you. But the whole basis of this is just in those 2 weeks or those 14 different challenges, just to become closer to your mate and just think outside the box of the norms that most people do. And of course, I have so much more than 14. So this is going to be just like a part one series of that. And then, of course, I'm going to have to come with some more because, my mind is always thinking of new things to do. I have to keep giving the people new stuff.
All right. Okay. So let's talk about some of them. So let's go through. Give me the names of these techniques, and then let's maybe just talk about them so people can get an idea what they're about to be learning. Because there's somebody listening right now that's like, I don't need to learn the technique. I know everything. I'm great. I'm awesome. Obviously, they're on here for a reason, though. So let's talk to the creativity, because it's not about putting any woman down that they don't know what they're doing or they're not great. They may be already awesome at doing that, but they may just get maybe some new out the box techniques that can spice it up a little bit. So talk to us about some of these techniques. Let's talk about the names and what's kind of going on with these techniques.
So the techniques, so I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to give a little bit of techniques and then I'm going to get a little bit of fantasies. And the reason why I want to do that is because it's not, like I said before, it's not just about the oral. It's also about the communication and just thinking outside the box. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with a fantasy. Most people do not do fantasies. You kind of do it at the beginning of a relationship, maybe at the beginning of the marriage. But as you dwell into the relationship, you just kind of start doing that natural, everyday routine. So this fantasy is called the human banana split. Now, a lot of my things that I do, I like to eat. So if you are a very small lady, you may gain a couple of pounds in these 2 weeks. So I'm just letting you remember that. But for those like me who love to eat, this fantasy human banana split will be amazing. There's going to, and so let me just say this also. When it comes to any of these techniques, safety is always a must. That's like, I want to put that out as number one. So anything that I tell you to do, if you know that you or your mate is allergic to it, you can always switch it out for something else. There's always room for substitution. So I don't want anyone to think, well, she said one thing and she has to do that. So that's really important. So the first one, fantasy, human banana split. The second one that I'm going to be doing is
you just can't say human banana split and then just leave that out there. Like, what's a human banana split? Like, my mind is wondering where the hell what's going on with banana? Like, what's going on?
I know, but I like the suspense. If I tell you, you're not going to figure it out. So let's just say there is some ice cream involved. Everything that has to do with a banana split, that's involved. But the way I teach the fantasy is the preparation, the timing, and the verbiage of how to do it. That's what's going to make it like bananas, but
okay,
literally bananas, right?
Bananas. Okay, so this is in this challenge. people are gonna be able to watch a video of you going through the whole steps and motions and showing them exactly how to do it.
Um, some of them they will be able to see. All of the fellatio ones, absolutely. The fantasies will be step by step because I would not participate with the person doing it. But it's the way I explain everything. It will be very self-explanatory. So no one has to wonder like, oh my God, I need to see all of that. I promise you, I'm an
Okay.
amazing teacher. So that's going to be an issue. Hmm.
Okay. Classes in session. Okay. All right. So let's go to the next one. Let's just go to the next
Okay.
one. What we got
Okay.
coming up after that? So after they learn that, what's next for them?
So the next one is called the chocolate slide. Of course, I love to eat and I love sweet things. The chocolate slide is a fellatio technique. So the reason why I like this one because it adds a different type of texture and it adds an amazing flavor. If again someone is not into chocolate, they can substitute it as well. It could be chocolate, strawberry. It can be whipped, not whipped cream. I'm sorry. It could be caramel. Any of those different flavors that you like. But chocolate is a aphrodisiac, so we're most definitely going to go with the sexiest of them all. So the chocolate slide, you just have to see it. These are something I can't tell you. You most definitely, ladies, have to see this one. Oh my God, I love it. But come
So
on,
this
I'm
is a
wondering
fellatio one
already.
though, right?
This is
Okay.
fellatio.
So the first one was just sexual, right? And then the second
It's a
one
fantasy.
is a fantasy. Okay, so
The
this
first
one
one,
is
yeah, the
fellatio.
first one just fantasy.
All right. So chocolate slide. All right. Got the cha-cha
Mm-hmm.
slide.
Yes.
All
So
right.
the third one is another fellatio technique, which is called waterfalls. So the thing about the waterfalls is the way I give fellatio, I teach how to get extremely wet because the wetter the better. But a lot of people don't know really what to do with the saliva. So the waterfalls is a technique that teaches you it's a trick with their saliva that you have never seen on any porn. It is truly an Angel exclusive. People have seen it and they just be like, how do you do that? It's amazing. But the waterfalls is, I just can't wait for you guys to see it.
Didn't
It's
you
just
speaking
ridiculous.
of hold on, speaking of, you were at correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you go to the porn convention and it was that had like a booth set up and you did waterfalls and was like was that the technique you were doing or blowing people away and they were
I
like
actually, yeah, I actually did the waterfalls off of the Grapefruit Technique. So I did the Grapefruit Technique, and I took the fluid from that and did the waterfalls. And it was all the porn stars were there. I think Mr. Marcus and some other. They were just all going crazy because it was just not something people are used to seeing. Because the Grapefruit Technique, I do not do it in that. So people are used to seeing the technique. I did not do waterfalls after because there's always levels to this. I can't give it all to you. I got to baby step you into it. I'm not, So now it's time to get that waterfalls after every other technique so you could just drive him insane. So,
so you
yes.
got combo so you got combo moves that people can do.
Yes, it's just layers to this. It's like an onion. You just keep peeling. There's more and more there. You just feel like, oh my goodness, it never ends. Yes.
Okay, so we're on technique number 3. All right, let's go to 4. See what we got going on under door number 4.
4 is a door that most people are scared to walk into. It
Uh-oh.
is called Painless Anal.
Uh-oh.
Yes, Painless Anal. There is a painless way of having anal sex. And a lot of people say, no, Angel, I've done it. It hurt. Girl, I'm not doing that. I understand. And it's just because you did not do it correctly. And that's okay. That's why I'm here. I am all about anatomy. And I actually can teach you step by step. And I will, in this challenge, use a dildo. It will not be in a rectum, but I will show you to simulate how it would be, and I will break everything down just so you can understand. And I promise you, you too will be able to do it. Painless anal with a great orgasm. Yes,
Wow.
that's that
Okay.
door. That's that door.
I know some ladies listening are like,
That door.
I ain't doing no anal. Like, okay, you might do 13 of the 14, but don't let that stop you from listening to the rest of them.
Exactly. And you never know. Sometimes people will say what they won't do, but later down the line, they may get curious and now you have that little bit of tidbit in your repertoire. So you never know.
Wow, you are definitely, what's funny about the whole auntie thing? I forget which country I was. I was traveling, and in Africa, I forget what country they were talking. They were saying that the um the auntie's job is to teach the woman how to prepare for the other side of marriage that the mom is not going to teach her. And I think that's in several cultures. But have you ever heard anything like that?
I think one of my friends was mentioning it to me, but I didn't do any research on it, and I probably should, just so I can go over there and be like, "Hey, Auntie, how you doing, girl?" I know, right? And get us some tidbits of what they teach their nieces and nephews. But it's really an honor. I have nieces and nephews. They come to me for everything. Always have, even before I started my business, and the way I speak to them, I don't talk down to them. I understand because I was their age, and I wish someone was there to talk to me about sex because I had to learn a lot of stuff on my own. And so the honor of being the world's auntie is like, man, that's a humbling experience. So I'm
Okay.
really appreciative of it.
All right, so let's shoot
So,
through the rest of them. I mean, people want to know. I mean, we're not gonna hold anything back. We're gonna go over each one of them so everybody know what to expect, and then you tell them how they can get it. So let's go ahead and let's get the last. Well, not the last. Let's go through the next. What, 5, 6, 7, 8? I don't
okay.
even know where we are.
Right, we're on number 5. So number 5 is called the Tug of War, which is a fellatio technique. But this is a technique that won't happen for everyone. It has to do with the pubic hairs on a man's penis. So a lot of times, of course, men have hair. You don't know really what to do with it because, like me, I have braces. So hair is not really good for me because I will arch his whole entire sack with these, wrapped around these brackets. But for those
Ooh.
who want, and I'm just saying, look, you got to know your audience. But a lot of people, including me, if that came to pass, there is a technique that you can do to the hairs of his testicles that will drive him insane. So I am here to teach you how to do the tug of war. I leave no corner unturned, baby. I'm on all parts of the penis from top to the bottom, from the rooter to the tutor. That's what I teach you, the rooter to the tutor. We got you.
Oh my God,
Yes. So
man, this
that's
is
tug of war.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Next
So
one. Next one. Let's go to
number
the
6.
next one.
Number 6 is another fantasy. This is a fantasy that I call the blindfold fuck.
So hold
Uh,
on. How do you demonstrate the tug of war in a video? How do you gonna teach that one?
I'm, you just have to watch. You're gonna have to buy this for your wife, and so you get your little tug of war. That's all I
Oh
can tell
my
you.
God. Yeah, we gonna have to check that out. We have see, that's what you need. We need to check that out. This could be date nights. Like a lot of people. Let me tell you this. So here's the thing. So since I'm glad you mentioned my wife, right? Because a lot of people are listening to this, and I want people to know when it comes to sex, right? As a couple, as a married man, um, you can watch things, and I want you women, don't be afraid to talk about sex with your man or watch something with him because I promise you he's okay with it. Like, I mean, you might think that, oh, I don't want him looking at this other one. We don't care about this auntie. We don't care about that. What we care about is you and what you gonna do. And if we watch it with you,
Mm-hmm.
we can tell you what we want, what we don't. That's why some guys, and trust me, I'm in a frat. I'm in the frat. I'm an Omega. So we talk about as frat brothers, we talk about like, man, we share, people share porns with their wives. They try to show them little clips, a hint here and there, because we also notice it's a sensitive thing, right? We don't want anybody to feel inadequate or feel like that. So making it fun, getting some popcorn and watching Auntie Angel one night and playing around with it, make it lighter than what you may make it seem to be, because it's not that deep. As long as you're trying and we trying to do it. And the same thing with us. If you want to teach us how to become better and do stuff, do the same thing, but you know your mate better than I.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, don't make it such a taboo thing that you can't talk about it. So, all right. Moving on, I wanted to get that out there. But do you find that happening though, Angel? That some people are afraid to like watch videos with people or bring it up? Because I was there when my wife went through the class. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't watch. I didn't stay in the class. I left. But
Right.
it was it's no big deal, right? So do you have anything to say to women that maybe wanting like afraid to do these things or maybe want to do it with them? Man, how do you address that?
Um, so for me, I tell that no. I think the insecurity comes in where they feel a little bit more intimidated watching me. And even in my classes, women say, you know what, if I ever see you and I'm with my man, I'll go the opposite way. And it's just idiotic because, I mean, your man is with you. And I mean, if he's going to cheat, he's going to cheat. It doesn't matter if someone's better or worse if he's a cheater. But the process of this is not about that. It's more about making your love life better. So, and one thing I know about men is that the more confident you are as a woman, the sexier you are to him. So not worrying about other women is a more turn on for him than you sitting up there trying to figure out if she's better than you. And I mean, that's just too much distraction. Men are more simpler than that. You don't have to put all that in the pot. So ladies, don't worry about me. I promise you. And I don't want your man. So, I want you to want him. And so please don't be intimidated with that. So
okay. So let's
go back to
We passed the tug of war. We're on the next one.
Right. So we did the tug of war. The next one, the fantasy is number 6 is the blindfold fuck. This is another fantasy, and this is pretty much a technique where you take the senses away. I don't want to talk too much because it pretty much is kind of almost self-explanatory, but I do want to kind of talk step by step in the safeties of it. But the blindfold fuck is like amazing. And once you do this with your mate, you're going to see how you've taken everything to the next level. So number 7 is called the O. The O is a fellatio technique. And actually this technique is on one of my DVDs, but I really love this one because it's more of a sensual fellatio technique. A lot of times we always want to put his penis in your mouth, and of course he wants to put his penis in your mouth, and that's okay. Nothing's wrong with that. That's part of fellatio. But with the O, it's a technique that gives your mouth a chance to relax, so you're not overworking your jaw muscles, and that's where women start getting intimidated and feel like it's a chore because you're just sucking, and it's taking him forever. So sometimes you got to come back from that to give your mouth a chance to relax, and the O is one of those techniques that does that, and is very sensual. So that is number 7. Number 8 that I'm going to be teaching you ladies and gentlemen is the cucumber technique. Now, many people have seen it because it did go viral on one of my videos, but a lot of people have not seen it. And when I went to Paris in December, that was actually their favorite technique out of everything that I taught was the cucumber technique. Because they apparently in Paris, fellatio is not looked upon as much like it is here in the States, which I was super shocked. Men they don't really want fellatio. I didn't know men even turn down head, but
wow, I didn't know that. In the most romantic city of the world,
yeah, they love sex, but not head. Is more for them is dirtier.
Wow.
And every culture is different. So, for me being a sex expert, learning these different cultures and what people liked and didn't like is very inspiring because it helps me kind of learn techniques for everyone. And pretty much I was already ahead of the game, which, like I said, with the cucumber technique, because it's not a technique that has to do anything with your mouth, ladies. So you don't have to worry about even putting your mouth in his penis at all. So if it's a moment where you're not in the best of moods or you just don't want to do it. Or some women, I say, look, I don't care who he is. I'm just not going to put his dick in my mouth. I get it. Well, guess what? You don't have an excuse anymore. I got something for you, and it is the cucumber technique. So you will be learning that in this challenge as well. And then something that I love, actually, this is something that a lot of people had no idea about, which is number 9. And I'm going to be teaching you ladies, of course, how not to swallow. So some women do not want to swallow. They say, Angel, it just tastes horrible. There's things to that to change the taste, but they say they don't care if it tastes like candy. It could be the texture of water. I just do not want him to spill his seed in my mouth. I got you. So what's going to happen is this is called how not to swallow, but you're still going to make him feel like he had a multi-orgasm. What? What you say,
what?
Angel? I know, right? I already know. Yes.
What?
You don't have to even swallow, but yet he's going to feel like he came twice.
Just go to the next one. They're not ready for that one. You're gonna
They're
just
not
go.
ready. I'm telling you, baby, it's off the chain. Then, of course, number 10, 10 being the number 10, perfect number. I'm going to do the grapefruit technique. Now, of course, a lot of you guys probably have seen it, but actually, I'm going to do a little flair with this one. I'm going to take it a little to another level that you haven't seen on video, not in girls trip. I'm not going to use 2 grapefruits, and I'm not going to use a grapefruit and tangerine, none of that crazy stuff. But I'm going to add a little something to it that can spice it up a little bit. So let me just say that. So number 10 will be the grapefruit
Hold
technique
on.
again.
Now you know when you say spice, you got to put out there. People think it might burn. That's a big thing. What I know you
No,
talk about that.
no, none of these techniques that I'm teaching will ever burn at all. The reason why is everything will have safety first. So you do not have to worry about burning. Spicy means just the word spicy as far as making everything better. So it's not a spice like pepper and hot sauce. You're not gonna do any of that. So I'm not that type of fellatio lady. I haven't went to the spices yet. I'm a stickler with fruits and vegetables and sweets. But I haven't went that far. So no, it won't be that. I
Not,
promise you.
I didn't see the movie. Didn't the guy? What did they do wrong in there? That didn't it like burn or something like that in there? I think they did it wrong or something. What happened? I didn't.
Well, so in the movie, of course it's supposed to be hilarious. So it's supposed to have been a mess up. Um, they had it where Jada went to do the technique to a guy she met, which I don't recommend anyone really doing this to somebody they just meet. This should be someone you love because you will get a stalker, but that's okay. Um, then what happened was she used 2 grapefruits because he was so elongated, like he had like a huge penis. So, her not really getting the concept that you can use one grapefruit for any size penis. She did 2, and she did not cut it correctly. She just put a hole right in it without cutting the sides. So trying to slide it on, the juices actually popped into his eye. So it wasn't that it went into the urethra. He literally was like burning because it was like the juices was just like it went everywhere where it's supposed to be. So that was the ha-ha of it. But I'm going to teach you guys the correct way. So don't worry. If you follow my instructions perfectly, you will not have any of those damaging results. I promise you. So we're going to do the grapefruit technique. Number 11 will be the honey nut swirl. So there will be some honey on his nuts, and you're gonna be swirling it around. Yeah, so that's kind of a self-explanatory, but it's sweet. It's a nice visual. It's extremely sticky. And just like anything that has the fruits or the vegetables or the honey or the chocolate or any type of syrup, after the act is finished, you most definitely have to make sure he goes shower before any type of sexual, vaginal, anal act is done. Even after anal, you should always make sure you clean, use a condom, all of that stuff. So each one, I'm going to explain that. So you don't have to worry about if I'm going to just interpret everything, or not interpret, but have you just imagining what you should and shouldn't do. I'm going to explain it all in each day, or each
Yeah, that's good.
actual
That's good to
technique.
know
Yeah.
because a lot of people wonder about, like you said, the allergies, the burning sensations, the juices being in the wrong
Mm-hmm.
places, the cleanup. Like, how I'm thinking, like, what do we do? Get a plastic sheet? Like, I mean, like
Right.
all
No,
this
yeah, I
stuff is
explain. Right.
okay.
No, I
Cool.
explain all of it. So you never have to be lost in wondering what's going to happen. And then the next one, number 12, I'm actually going to teach you how to put a condom on with your mouth. Now, this one may be the first one, because of course that's something I want to show you. So it just depends on the order that it may be. But I am going to show you how to put a condom on with your mouth. I call it rubber kisses, because safe sex is still the best sex. Even when it comes to being in a committed relationship, you're married, you don't even use condoms. But if you want to do some of these techniques, condoms are necessary so nothing can go inside his urethra and set up an infection, or him actually having sex with you because something is still in the urethra and then he spills that into your body after he ejaculates. So it's really about safety. So how to put a condom on with your mouth is very, very important. Also, we have daughters or nieces, someone in our lives who will be sucking dick, your daughter will be giving head. It's going to happen. And so you want to teach her how to protect herself and to protect that guy. So, I know a lot of people say, oh, no, yes, you got a mother, and look, you're about to take this challenge and suck dick right. So, it's okay. Part of sex, part of sex. Then number 13, I'm
You
going to
know,
teach you
hold
guys.
on, hold on, hold on. I gotta talk on that. First of all, you said everybody, every woman is somebody's daughter, right? I mean, so you got to
Everyone.
look at it like that. But then also, I think one thing that I think, a lot of people may think, as I'm married, we don't use that, right? But the experience, and this is, women, if you're wondering, like, well, my husband or my man ain't gonna go for that. That's not necessarily true because yeah, we may have, this preference to, I won't say all, but majority of men have a preference to not have a condom on when getting fellatio. But if it's an experience of something new or something, and especially if you're married and you've been married and doing some of the similar things over and over, that new energy can trump just the whatever is happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't have to be, oh well, I won't use a condom because I'm married. If you're doing some new thing, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty, just try it out. And if he doesn't like it, then move to another one. I mean, don't overthink it. That's all I'm saying. Because I know people will just, women will be like, well, he won't do that because it's a condom. Well, check it out first and see how that goes first.
Well, so let me just have a cake on that because remember, everything that I teach, I'm going to show you step by step and explain. He won't even know you're using a condom because how I teach you how to do it, he won't even know. So you don't even have to worry about that. I'm going to take all that worries away. You don't have to overthink it
I'm gonna take all your worries away.
at all. He won't even know you have a condom on his penis because the way I'm going to show you how to put it on. So don't even overthink it. I got you. Just trust me. Angel got you. Okay, so number 13. This next one is
All right,
called the twist
almost
and
at the end. Two more. All right.
yes, yes. So this one is called the twist and spit trick. This is where you have to totally learn how to get your hoe up. If you're not a hoe right now, you may have been a hoe in the past. You might have to bring her back. If you're a hoe right now, just stay where you are. And you may be a hoe in the future, and that's okay. You might not know it. A lot of people say, well, Angel, I don't really think that I want to be a hoe. That's okay. But men want hoes in the bed and lady in the street. You have to. Nobody wants to fuck a lady. Sir, tell her, let her know, no, I don't want you being all pretty and proper and princely in the bed. He wants you to devour and be a little, not demonic, but you come outside of your own. And what you need to do with that is name her. Give her a name, Spicy, Caramel. You can call yourself Angel, however freaky you need to be. And you channel yourself in that because when you are in your hoe zone, you can blame all that stuff on the hoe. You know what I'm saying? You could just be like, I don't even know what you're talking about, baby. I didn't do any of that. You always with them hoes. And he'd be like, wait a minute, I was just with you. No. You could go to the whole fantasy of that and let him know, like, you always trying to talk about that girl Carmen. And, girl, well, me and her don't get along. But that's your alter ego and that's your hoe. It's just got to know how to make your man be like, oh, okay, I understand. Let me play the game. And then he'll shut up. He'll
Yeah,
play
you know
along.
what? I've never thought about it like that, but that makes a lot of sense. I mean,
Yeah.
that's hilarious because when you started talking about this, is channel your inner hoe, I'm like, you might have to get a name so you can step outside of it. Just like women like to blame alcohol, blame the hoe, like blame it's not even you.
Absolutely.
I think that makes it funny and fun, especially with people in
Yes.
relationships. I know we could joke on that. If I know, yeah, she and I could joke on that a lot if we would do that. That's funny.
Yes. Every woman got a hoe in her. She just probably scared to bring it out. So, she always lady even in the bed. You might have to, think a little bit to bring that hoe out. You got to just call on it. I don't know. So anyway, but I'm going to teach you ladies the twist and spit trick. And this technique is so much about spitting that you have to bring out the hoe because a pretty lady is not going to I'm not going to say pretty. A lady is not going to want to spit. Well, a hoe don't care. So I need you to get your hoe up. And then the last but not least, number 14 in this challenge is something that people probably have never thought of doing. But because I'm Auntie Angel and I love my fruits and vegetables, I had to go ahead and do this. Everyone's seen the emoji. Whenever you talk about sex, whenever you talk about your man's dick, everybody put up the eggplant. I really don't understand it because I have never really been with a band. Have you seen how big a damn eggplant is? But that's okay. It's another story. But because that is the emoji, I figured let me use this emoji and make a technique out of it.
You got an eggplant technique?
I got an eggplant technique. Look, I'm not going to let any of these little emojis go past me. I got you. So I'm going to teach you how to eggplant your man.
I don't even want to hear that explained. I just listen. We just gonna end and drop the mic on that one, right? The fact that you got an eggplant technique is hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what that was for a long time because I'm like, I don't speak emoji, but my wife, I ended up learning about it. But I was like, what the hell is egg? Like, what does that got to do with it? Are people making salads? Like, I'm like, what the hell is going on? But that was about a year or so ago. But man, it's now. You know, my wife is a little younger than me, so I know now. But anyway, so here's the thing, Angel. So let me ask you this. We're going to wrap this off. First of all, this is hilarious. I mean, it's hilarious, but it's also real. Like the fact that you're doing stuff that spices up people's relationships, that allows people to have that confidence, allow people to, you know, walk around the house knowing that their man is good and to keep, you know, keep the defense up, you know, keep somebody happy where they're at. And I think that's just key. And I think a lot of women, I come from a household of 5 sisters, one biological and the rest were like God sisters. But, you know, I would overhear them talking. And one of the biggest things they always wanted to do was to make sure that they were secure in themselves. And how much is sex related to just women's security or insecurity in that regard? And then what do they do next if they want to rock with you on this and learn from you? Talk about just the final like major benefit to take away from this thing, and what do they do to kind of go to the next step?
Okay, so first to go. Oh, no, I know my mind has got wandered. I'm sorry, it was something going on right now. Okay, so can we do that question one more time?
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem.
Okay.
So let's talk about just the importance of wrapping it. Why should a woman take action on this now? Like, let's go deeper to just to have fun and spice it up. But why should they take action right now? They've been watching and listen to all of this. Why should they do this? Real blunt. What's the point?
The point of it is literally just to increase your relationship, just to make your relationship better and to come outside the box. Okay, so let me just tell you ladies this. This is the honest God truth. 98% of the men in the world, so I'm not going to include Paris, so that's the 2%, but 98%, or maybe at least 95% of the men in the world want head. They want their penis sucked. They do. And half of those people who get it, they're not satisfied with their mate doing it. This is my number one thing that I get from men. I love my mate, the sex is good, but the head is horrible. And they don't know how to tell her. A lot of you ladies are listening to this and you thinking you are the bomb. You thinking that, oh my God, I get the best head, and you not. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just the truth. So confidence is everything. That's a great thing. But if your skill set does not even match your confidence, then you're still failing. I feel that if I can teach you something new and you perform it and it works, you are truly winning. I can most guarantee that if you take my 14 technique challenge, because that's what we're going to call it, because you can use the 14 every day, every week, 14 months. However, the 14 technique challenge, at the end of that, if your mate is completely turned off in everything that you did, he says, look, you tried some stuff, none of this stuff works, I'll give you your money back. That's how confident I am in that this is going to change your relationship. Women have gotten married, new cars, homes, shopping sprees. Women, I mean, not a Yugo. I mean, women have gotten Bentleys and Benzes. You know, I've had women who say, Angel, I don't have to wash the dishes anymore. I don't have to vacuum. I don't have to do this, that, and the other. He is giving more generously out of his pocket, fixing things at home that he never fixed before, just from these techniques that I'm telling you about. So I promise you, your life is most definitely going to change. And the urgency is now. You can't wait till tomorrow or next week to do something, because tomorrow is never always promised. And why wait till tomorrow what you can do today? Suck his dick today, and then you can give him a fantasy tomorrow. Don't wait.
So what's the time frame on that money back guarantee? You know, it's like,
That
what's this?
money back is once you do all 15. So if you do a 14-day challenge, after 14 days, if you do a 14-week challenge, after that, whatever you do for that 14 technique challenge, once you get to the 14th and you say none of this stuff works, Angel, then money guaranteed to get
Wow.
back. Now, if one or two work, it's worth whatever it is that you paid, because one, he's going to give you that money back. If you should, and actually, I will tell women all the time, he should be paying for this upfront anyway. You should be like, baby, look, I'm going to take a 14 technique challenge to make sure I can blow your mind. It costs X amount of dollars. I need you to cash app that into my money, in my account, so I can pay for this. That way you don't even have to come out of your pocket. Like, I want women to really start thinking about it. Men will never have a problem paying for something that they know is going to benefit them in the long run. It's when you become selfish with things that they start questioning. But, you know, look, it's for him, you know, he can at least go half on it.
I never thought about that, but you are one lady. She is 100% correct. Because in that point, it's an investment. Like,
Yeah.
it's
It's
it's better
investing in his dick. Absolutely.
it's better than a ticket to Disney World. Like, I definitely can see that being, you know, get a sponsor for it, right? So anyway, Angel, this has been hilarious, but it's also been informative. I'm definitely going to be an investor with my wife for this to make sure we can check, because I just want to see them. It just seems like I don't know. It just seems just very interesting. How many techniques have you created overall, just in life? Like, how many do you have?
Now I believe it's at least 56, but I'm working on some new stuff as well. I'm working on some new things. I'm in the lab right now. I'm in the lab.
Okay.
Just coming up with some new things, but at least 56.
So if somebody gets these 14, will you then show those people, give like preferential treatment or something so that they can maybe get the other ones later or something like that? Or
Well, yeah, I do have if you are on Facebook, so unfortunately you do need to have a Facebook account. I do have a secret society page on Facebook that you will then be able to be entered in. And in that, I always have different tips. It's literally a society for women who only have been angeled taught. So it's not just anyone can come in just because your girlfriend told you. You have to be put in. And then you all pretty much share the same type of stories that you took the class. You benefited in some way, if it's empowerment, if it made you feel more confident, if it made your man go crazy. Because some women don't even have a man and still take the challenges, still take the classes. And they say they want to have this knowledge for when they do become into a relationship. So even if you don't have a man, I'm just going to be honest, because these techniques you are going to be able to get and keep, you can still keep them for a future relationship. So I don't want you to be discouraged and say, oh, well, I would love to have them, do this, Angel, but I'm not in a relationship. Just before you get your degree, you have to take school, right? You go to school, you go to classes, you learn, then you get your degree. It's the same concept. You need to learn all these different techniques. And when you get your man, now you can master those things. So don't think that you've got to be in a relationship to even take this challenge. You don't.
wow. Well, you know what? I'm sure at this point, I'm not sure where you're going to place this, but I'm sure you got a link somewhere around here above, to the side, somewhere around here for people to take action on it. So definitely, if you guys are listening, you probably want to go ahead and take her advice, go ahead and grab it yourself, or get you an investor, or your husband, or whoever, your life partner, whatever, to invest in the world, right? Make the world a better place again, heal the world with world. He said world peace, man. Oh,
I tell people, sucking dick will save your life. I'm here to save your life, one dick at a time, one dick at a time.
oh my God, this has been hilarious. So I will say this, everybody listening, Angel, what's any last words you want to tell people to take action, and you got a great money back guarantee. I mean, I think women should just take advantage of this ASAP. So, or whoever's listening.
Yes. I just want people to go to the Grapefruit Technique, grapefruittechnique.com. Click the link. It's amazing. Get those specials. Click on and learn something new. I'm going to always make sure that I'm going to come to you as I mentioned earlier, I've never sent out emails, and I've just start really doing a lot of that stuff. as far as my marketing tools, because it's always been word of mouth. But because it's so saturated now all over the world, I just need to go back to the basics of, of doing this thing so people can get these more exclusive techniques before they hit the internet, and then they become viral, and then everyone is sharing them. Right now, I want you guys to have a little bit more exclusive techniques just for your mate, until those things hit the big screen. So go to grapefruittechnique.com, click it, and I can't wait to see you guys.
All right. It's been a pleasure having you on, and it's been a pleasure interviewing you, and I'm sure it'll be a pleasure for those people purchasing and a pleasure for those people getting the benefit of it. So with that being said, everybody click the links, go to the site, and make the world a better place. All right. Thanks, Angel.
Thank you. And hopefully you're getting all the tricks from your wife too. So, all right, 14 days, sir. 14 days.
There it is. Oh, my